This is big breaking news. An emergency power grid alert has been issued for 14 different states, and we are already seeing blackouts spreading across the country in multiple different states right now. There's over 500,000 people without power currently inside the United States. So let's get into all the details here. You guys can see the map behind me. 14 different states are under this advisory right now: Montana, North Dakota, South Dakota, Nebraska, Iowa, Kansas, Missouri, Oklahoma, Arkansas, New Mexico, Texas, Louisiana, even little parts of Minnesota are under this alert right now. All right. You guys can also see here there's over 542,000 people that are without power. Currently, we have 220,000 people without power in Hawaii right now. 48,000 in Hawaii County, 17,000 in Maui, 151,000 in Honolulu County, and 3,000 in Kauai County. All right, so these blackouts are spreading across the country, and Southwest Power Pool is now warning that these could spread to more states. You guys can see here, it says the East Balancing Authority area resource advisory declared effective Sunday, August 16th at 12 p.m. noon until an anticipated end time of Wednesday, August 19th at 8 p.m. All right, so this is going on until Wednesday. They're warning that resources are being conserved and there could be escalations where people need to conserve their energy. That's actually already happening right now in places like Colorado. Let's listen to this woman here that said she wasn't able to turn her thermostat down below 79 degrees. Let's listen to this really quick.
That was 79, and I wanted to put my daughter to bed, and it had a little warning that said, you are not allowed to lower your thermostat set point because the energy grid in your regional area is stressed. And I took a picture of it and I posted it on social media, and I was very annoyed because I was thinking, I understand why this is happening, but the average consumer is just going to see you're not allowed to control your own air conditioner in your own house without a reason other than the energy grid is stressed. And B, there needs to be, especially for sensitive communities, an easier opt-out feature. So I was able to find one, but I think there always needs to be an opt-out feature for infants, for elderly people, for people that have health conditions. It's literally not safe to have a utility not allow you to cool or heat your house.
All right, so you guys heard that there. She was saying that she wasn't able to turn the temperature below 79 degrees. This was the other day in Colorado due to a heat wave that was hitting Denver and parts of Colorado. You guys can see here there's extreme heat advisories being issued for these states that are under the power grid alert, like Missouri, Arkansas, Oklahoma, Texas, Mississippi, Louisiana. All these areas are under extreme heat warnings, and the power grid could be strained in this region. They're already conserving resources, and when people all are running their AC at the same time during these heat waves in the middle of the day, it really puts massive strain on the grid. They're also warning that there could be shortfalls in solar and wind as well. You guys can also see 143,000 people in Indiana without power, 31,000 in Pennsylvania, 27,000 in West Virginia, 22,000 in Ohio, 16,000 in Kentucky, 9,000 in Virginia, and 8,000 in Illinois. This is due to extreme thunderstorms and flooding, winds that have hit this region, knocked over power lines. They've had to de-energize lines due to flooding of substations, things like that. So mass power outages are already happening throughout the country, and we could see more of these shutoffs in the next 3 days. From now until Wednesday, they are warning that things are going to get a lot worse. You guys can see here's the heat risk for the 6-day outlook for this region. That is the main concern. So this is part of Arkansas, which is under the Southwest Power Pool alert. And you guys can see most of the state is either under a major heat warning or extreme heat warning for the next week or so. All right, so the power grid is going to be pushed to its limit. Make sure you guys are prepared and stocked up just in case the power does go out. All right, you guys can see here in Hawaii, they're already dealing with power outages from Hurricane Layla. All right, this is a video posted by the Hawaii Department of Transportation. They're saying both lanes are closed between mile marker 65 and 66 of the Mama Lahoa Highway. All right, so extreme flooding is going on. Extreme power outages are happening in Hawaii as well. You guys can see here's another angle from Jordan Hall, and you can see entire roads are just washed away from this flooding. Infrastructure is being destroyed, and this is causing access issues for rescues and for help. All right, they can't even get to people right now. You can see they're getting heavy equipment out to clear out the region because there's so much flooding and so much debris that has been pushed down into these low points. All right, so make sure you're prepared, make sure you're stocked up, have a generator, whether it's a gas generator or a solar generator, whatever you can afford, or even just some battery packs for your phone to charge your phone up a few times. They have little battery banks that you can charge your phone 3 or 4 times on. All right, just have some type of backup alternative in case the power does go out. All right, and we're losing more and more control over these things. Like this lady in Colorado was not able to turn her thermostat down. Things like that are going to continue. All right, we're going to see more control implemented around electricity and the power grid. And we already see that when there's a fire threat or risk in places like Colorado. Xcel Energy, the same company that wouldn't let this lady turn her AC down, they're the same company that shuts off the power when there's a fire risk, when there's high winds or anything like that. That was happening earlier this year. There was close to 50,000 people in Denver that had their power shut off for days due to red flag warnings and high fire risk to the power lines, all right, when they could just bury the power lines. So we're going to see more things like this, and it's looking more and more attractive to have backup alternatives like solar. All right, so let me know what you guys think down below. I hope you guys are staying safe, staying prepared, staying stocked up, staying ready just in case. I hope you guys have big blessings for your life and your family, and I hope you have a big old blessed day.